see this crazy thing from CalPERS where they were like, they were down like horrible returns on the venture side. And so their decision was to double down.
Well, they took like a decade off from venture.
The returns of what they did invest in venture were atrocious.
To be fair, I don't know how the board has changed at CalPERS, but CalPERS brought in a new CIO, an entire new team. And so they can't be held liable for, that track record. I did kind of see something on Twitter about it. I was shocked. It would be very difficult to manufacture that bad a track record if what I saw was accurate. However, I would say the team that is there now, the portfolio that they're putting together and doubling down where I think venture is kind of at the bottom or bottom third. And
this is the bottom, yeah.
I think bottom third. I don't know, bottom half. Listen, in venture, you got to find three things. You got to find, you don't want to invest all your money at the top. So you got to get the bottom third. None of us can call the bottom. But, last year at the end of 22, we were certainly in the bottom third of valuations. Then you want to be early in a major platform disruption. I think we all agree we're early in a major platform disruption. It's probably the third of our careers. And then you want to back one of the best firms, best brands in Silicon Valley. Like if you do, and people know who those are. If you do those three things, simultaneously, like you got a good shot at producing really incredible vintage.
Just to put some numbers on the CalPERS thing so you can respond to it, Chamath. America's largest public pension, CalPERS, that's California's, manages some $444 billion in capital on behalf of California's 1.5 million state, school, and public agency employees, is leaning into venture after years of bringing down its VC exposure to 1% to a 1% target. The institutional investor is now looking to increase its allocation more than sixfold, obviously 6%, from $800 million to $5 billion, the Financial Times reported. So thoughts on that, Chamath?
Well, this is the moment. There's a lot of venture firms that are hard up for money. And so they may have a shot.
They can get allocations now.
In order to get into these funds, the problem that they have to realize is they may be buying a bunch of toxic assets or a bunch of toxic partners in the sense that a lot of these people have been getting run over for the last 3 or 4 years. We don't know. Again, we've said before, most venture investors are probably unprepared for this shock because they've never lived through one. There's been a lot of junior muckety-mucks that were hired because they were XYZ middle-level exec at rando company. Means nothing. So I don't know. I think it's smart that they have...
they have to be thoughtful in picking managers.
First of all, how is it that literally it's like...
I know. It's incredible.
Trillions of dollars being made in your backyard, and some genius was like, well, the thing that's creating all the wealth in the world, which is in our backyard, where we probably have the best pitch in order to get into these funds, we're going to reject
1%.
And you just call Doug Leone and say, hey,
oh my God,
give me the list of 10 and put money on those 10 and call it a day.
Oh my God.
That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievably derelict. That's unbelievably sloppy and emotional. I will tell you that, let me just finish. That's the best word to use. When you look back on a decision like that, there's no numerical justification that one could have made in the 2010s to have made that decision, except that was an emotional decision. And when you're running a $500 billion fund, there is no room for emotion. You should not be allowed. There should be some. So I think that shows a very hollowed out and at a minimum imbecilic risk management infrastructure at CalPERS that needs to get fixed. So whether the allocation goes up or down, if I was a teacher and my money was being managed by them, I'd say, man, these people, I would want to understand how they're making decisions because I would want to see the investment memo that got them to decide as an investment committee that 1% in the most important asset class that's in your backyard that's making all the money in the world made any sense. I just want to read that memo and see, could I agree with that? Because then I would want memos is so important. Hold on. Then I would want to read the investment memo that says we're going to change course and get back to 5 or 6%. Because if that process isn't fixed, these decisions are just going to be equally bad. You're just going to compound bad on top of bad. Because again, they clearly did a terrible job. And then on top of that, they had horrible partner selection because the people that they did invest in, because the data is public, have performed horribly. So what changes now all of a sudden, right? Because if the best firms still don't want you in, increasing it from 800 million to 5 billion just means you're going to lose 4.2 billion more than you would have otherwise at 800 million.
It says here they made two bets. They had bet on, looks like Lightspeed in the last couple of years, Lightspeed and TPG. So we'll see how those go. That was in 2020. Those could be tough. I do
have some data on this because we've spent a lot of time talking with them. And as you know, Jason, we were just talking to folks like Mubadala, who California is one of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world, right? This is not just a state. This is bigger than most countries, right? This is one of the biggest economies in the world. I would say that what my interactions with the new team have been very impressive. And I will tell you, they're not just looking at funds and building a new portfolio. I think they are thinking about doubling down at the right time. And they're thinking about thematic bets against super cycles like AI to say, let's allocate this much money. Who are the 3 or 4 deep strategic partnerships that we can have to drive, return on that? So I think they're on their way, but I agree with you. They're the sovereign wealth fund of the most prolific state in the world, and they should have outsized returns, not trailing returns.